Alara had 4 sons. People often said, "You are blessed." Alara smiled when she heard this. She never corrected them. Rowan was her first son. When Rowan spoke, Alara listened closely. "Mother, sit with me," Rowan said. Alara replied, "I am here." When he asked for food, she said, "Come first." When he looked tired, she touched his head and said, "Rest now." Rowan never doubted her love. He felt secure. He felt chosen. Micah and Kaylin were next. "Mother, can we go now?" they asked. Alara nodded and said, "Yes." When they needed help, she helped them. When they spoke, she replied. It was not special, but it was there. This is how many homes work. Love is simple. Love is visible. No one questions it. Noel was the youngest. He stood a little away. He watched first. He spoke later. "Mother," he said softly. Alara did not turn. He waited. After a while, he said again, "Mother?" She answered, "Later." Noel stepped back. He learned to step back. When food came, Rowan sat first. Micah and Kaylin followed. Noel stood still. "May I eat now?" he asked. Alara said, "When they finish." Noel whispered, "All right." In real life, some children learn endurance before they learn comfort. One day, Noel asked, "Mother, are you angry with me?" Alara paused and said, "Stop asking questions." Her words were firm. No explanation came. Noel felt confusion grow inside him. He did not know what he had done. Real life does not always explain pain. Work followed Noel everywhere. "Noel, come here," Alara said. Noel, do this." He did it. "Noel, do that." He obeyed. When he finished, he asked, "Is it enough?" Alara replied, "Go." One word, no warmth. Noel felt invisible. Still, he stayed quiet. In many homes, silence becomes a habit. At night, Noel lay awake. He heard Rowan speak. "Mother, stay," Rowan said. Alara replied, "I am here." Noel turned his face away. He whispered to himself, "Maybe tomorrow." Children hold hope even when love feels distant. One evening, Noel felt weak. "Mother, I feel strange," he said. Alara replied, "Lie down." He lay down. Time passed. No one returned. He drank water by himself. He told himself, "I will manage." In real life, many children learn survival before affection. This story is real. Real life is not logical. Sometimes affection is uneven. Sometimes one child is treated like an afterthought. Noel carried this pain quietly. He carried scars without knowing why. There was no clear reason. There was only distance, and this distance stayed with him as he grew. Alara's house did not change. Days moved. Faces stayed the same. Only Noel grew older. He learned when to speak. He learned when to stay quiet. One morning he said, "Mother, may I help?" Alara looked at him and said, "You should." Noel nodded. He always nodded. When Rowan spoke, Alara answered quickly. "Mother, where are you?" Rowan asked. "I am coming," she said at once. Noel watched. He listened. He learned without words. At school, Noel saw other children talk about home. "My mother waited for me," one boy said. "My mother asked about my day," another said. Noel stayed silent. Later, he came home and said, "Mother, I came back." Alara replied, "Wash your hands." That was all. Noel wanted to say more. He wanted to speak. The words stayed inside. In real life, many children stop sharing slowly. One afternoon, Alara said, "Noel, stay here." He stayed. Noel, finish this work. He finished it. When Micah said, "Mother, I am tired," she said, "Rest." When Kaylin said, "Mother, help me," she helped. Noel asked, "Mother, is this okay?" Alara said, "Enough." Her voice was flat. Noel felt a quiet ache inside him. Emotional distance does not shout, it grows silently. Once Noel saw new clothes, Rowan smiled, Micah laughed, Kaylin tried his on, Noel waited, Alara gave him old clothes. "These are fine," she said. Noel said, "Yes, mother." He did not argue. He folded the clothes himself. He felt small, but he stayed composed. In many homes, unfairness hides behind normal words. One night, Noel could not sleep. He whispered, "Mother?" No answer came. He whispered again, "Mother, are you there?" Alara said, "Sleep." Noel turned to the other side. He held his breath. He told himself to be strong. He told himself not to cry. Children learn resilience before they learn love. The next day, Noel felt weak. "Mother, I feel dizzy," he said. Alara replied, "Sit down." He sat. Time passed. No one asked again. Noel drank water alone. He thought, "I will manage." In real life, some children grow up too fast. Alara never explained. Noel never understood. The gap between them stayed. It did not close. It did not heal. It only became familiar, and familiarity can hurt the most. Noel was not a small child anymore. He grew, but the house stayed the same. His voice became deeper, but he used it less. He knew when to speak. He knew when not to. One day, he said, "Mother, I will go now." Alara replied, "Go." One word, nothing else. Rowan said, "Mother, I will be late." Alara asked, "Did you eat?" Noel heard this. He heard many things like this. At home, Noel moved quietly. "Noel, bring this," Alara said. "Yes," he replied. "Noel, finish that," she said. "I will," he answered. When he finished, he stood still. "Mother, is there more?" Alara said, "No." Noel nodded. He felt like he was always present, yet never noticed. This feeling stayed with him. Micah once said, "Mother, Noel works a lot." Alara replied, "He should." Noel said nothing. Kaylin looked at him and said softly, "Are you okay?" Noel smiled and said, "I am fine." In real life, many people smile to hide confusion. One evening, Noel tried again. "Mother," he said, "did I upset you?" Alara stopped for a moment, then she said, "Don't start." Noel said, "Okay." He stepped back. He felt rejection settle deep inside him. It was quiet, but it was heavy. Emotional distance can become a wall. Noel stopped hoping for change. He focused on staying strong. He told himself, "This is my place." When he felt tired, he rested alone. When he felt low, he stayed silent. He became independent, not by choice, but by need. Many children learn this early. Alara never spoke about feelings. Noel never asked again. The space between them became normal. It became routine. And routine pain can be hard to notice. This story does not end here. Noel's life did not stop at this point. There is more to come. What happened next changed everything. If you want to know what happened in episode 2, write episode 2 in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us bring more real and emotional stories like this. Now we are going to explain the hard words and idioms used in this story. If something was not clear to you, you can understand it here. Endurance, meaning the ability to wait or suffer quietly. Example, Noel showed endurance when he waited without complaint. Confusion, meaning a feeling of not understanding. Example, confusion filled his mind after her cold reply. Invisible, meaning not noticed or valued. Example, he felt invisible in his own home. Afterthought, meaning someone treated as unimportant. Example, Noel was treated like an afterthought. Idiom, carry scars, meaning to keep emotional pain inside for a long time. Example, he carried scars from his childhood silence. Composed, meaning calm and controlled. Example, Noel stayed composed even when he felt hurt. Resilience, meaning the ability to become strong again after pain. Example, his resilience grew in silence. Unfairness, meaning not just or not equal. Example, the unfairness in the house was quiet. Dizzy, meaning feeling weak or not steady. Example, Noel felt dizzy but said little. Idiom, grow up too fast, meaning to face adult pain at a young age. Example, Noel had to grow up too fast in his own home. Independent, meaning able to manage life alone. Example, Noel became independent at a young age. Pattern, meaning a repeated way something happens. Example, the same pattern followed Noel every day. Idiom, carry scars, meaning to keep emotional pain inside for a long time. Example, Noel carried scars from his quiet childhood.